Feast your eyes on these cleats. They're not just any ordinary kicks. They're the Rolls-Royce of the NFL world with a jaw-dropping price tag of over $200,000. That's right, these are the kind of shoes that make even the most expensive designer heels look like dollar store bargains. But wait, there's more in the world of wacky NFL footwear. Take Lewis First, for instance. This guy didn't just play football. He played the flavor game with Buffalo Wild Wings. Legend has it he had cleats customized with his nickname just so he could strut around, flaunting his love for a mouth-watering Maud Gardner sauce. Talk about walking the saucy talk, and get this. His bling wasn't just for show. It spilled the beans on his secret stint flipping wings. Yep, Lewis was deep in the sauce, literally. He worked there in disguise just because he couldn't get enough of those zesty flavors. Now that's dedication. Who knew cleats could have such a tasty twist? What does that have to do with cleats? Well, that sauce wasn't just for the meat he was eating. It also covered his feet. The cleats for sauce were custom made in black, with sauce dripping all over them. Each shoe also had one of the sauce's diamond chains hanging from the strings, which were made with real sauce. Damn, that's some heat on his feet. But the other cleats in this video aren't nearly as hot. Even sillier, NFL player was so cool that he constructed cleats from duct tape. A player wore even features a video game based on those cleats. But before I talk about those, let me show you the scariest cleat in NFL history. Many NFL players have a strange obsession with horror movies. Gabe Davis wanted to pay tribute to some scary white boys by dressing up as the creepy clown-looking main character from the movie Terrified. People get scared at night, so Gabe had a dude painted on his cleats. He was also inspired by the movie series Halloween and its famous killer, Michael Myers, so we had his cleats customized as well. Adam Thielen did a little more for his scary movie obsession. This is Pennywise. Yeah, that scared me, so I had to make you feel bad about it. Anyway, that guy from the movie, it is one of the ugliest killers ever. And Adam not only showed up to a game dressed as him, he even made his own shoes look funny by putting Pennywise on them. Then he dressed as another character, the Ghostface from Scream and the Scary Movie series, and then turned his cleat into a guy with a face on him. Okay, I accept what J.J. Watt did with his cleats because I grew up with them. Seeing the same film Scary Freddy Krueger, Mr. Jason Voorhees, because these guys were famous for their movie roles. They were finally put in the same movie and fought. JJ showed their rivalry on a pair of cleats with both of their faces on them. The colors on those are crazy, but this guy is even crazier. Everyone knows that face from the Saw films. That's not a face you ever want to wake up to. Torture all of his victims with crazy games, which makes me think of what Stefon Diggs does every week to his victims. That's why he got cleats, dude. Isaiah Rodgers had the craziest Halloween-themed cleats of player wore. They were meant to look like mummies, but they had a real face and glowing eyes underneath. But not all players' cleats are crazy in a scary way, like they shouldn't be. Let them wear these next ugly things on a football pitch. I never thought I'd see cleats like this, guys. Speaking of nachos, let me take a quick bite. This guy was an unknown player who didn't get any playing time. He wanted to go viral, so we started wearing cleats. That belonged to a homeless man. Duke liked the popular Converse Chuck Taylor because he decided to take his all-white cleats and taped him up so that his cleats looked like shoes. I don't know if Drake thought that these shoes would make him the next Wiz Khalifa. There was more crazy tape on Duke's feet because after the video went popular, a man came to practice in house slippers, which he loved. Because he adored the Nike slides so much that he constantly wore studs that resembled the ones he used on the field. Duke's studs became more famous than his play on the field, so he kept coming up with new designs with blue versions. Just when I thought I had seen everything, the individual boldly entered the room while donning Gucci flip-flops, talking about designers. Drew Brees' feet proved he was the NFL's biggest star. The Beast? If you look at this guy, you might think he wears cleats that look like something a dad would wear to mow the lawn in, and most of the time he does. One day, Brees wanted to surprise everyone at training camp by wearing cleats that a lot of people had dreamed of seeing because, at the time, everyone was talking about how popular designer brands Louis Vuitton and Supreme worked together to make a red and white colorway of the... Everyone had the brand on everything. Hypebeasts even wrapped their cars in it, decorated whole rooms with it, and even changed the theme of their mansion to the Supreme logo. So when custom football cleats with gold on the bottom were made, Brees thought they were some of the craziest iron he had ever seen. When he wore them, cameras couldn't stop looking at him. I must admit that at the time, I thought Drew Brees was absolutely incredible. However, the people who made Aaron Rodgers' cleats weren't just crazy, they had suffered a lot of burns. Rodgers was devastated when he learned of a terrible accident near his California home. Rogers saw a power line malfunction start a fire that spread quickly and lit up over 150,000 acres of land. People were driving through fire while seeing their town burn to the ground. Heavenly Father, please help us stay safe. This fire killed over 85 people and caused over $16 billion in damage. Rogers knew he had to do something to honor his home. He wore it to his next game after he got it, of course. Rogers demonstrated moral rectitude by donating his cleats to a cause greater than himself, whereas Justin Jefferson's cleats were not depressing because they were so outrageous they appeared to have been plucked from a video game. He's always been busting people's asses in Madden. Lucky for him, he's become such a football star in real life that it almost makes his character unstoppable in the virtual world. What kept him going was the goal of getting his overall Madden rating to 99 so that he could get some special gifts, and just as Madden 24 was about to come out, he reached that goal. Guess what his grade would be? Madden made official by giving Justin what he wanted. With that 99 overall rating, he became not only the best receiver in the game, but also the best receiver in Vikings history, passing their former best player, Randy Moss, who had a 98 overall rating. It was a huge honor. So Justin even tweeted, "Y'all have no idea what it means to be a 99. And in Madden, since I was 7 years old, I've been making my own player 99. Now, I don't have to, because Justin is now an official member of the 99 Club M. We sent him an exclusive care package with some goodies, including a custom PS5 controller, a gold-plated trading card, and the best part, custom cleats made of gold with his initials, the 99 overall stamp, and some diamonds that look like crystals." Since Justin is known for putting diamonds in his mouth and around his neck on the field, he had to wear one while he was at practice. Then he played him in the first game of the year and went God mode. Players don't always get cleats for something as harmless as a Madden obsession. Stefon Diggs got his cleats for a drug problem. Stefon's house. As soon as he got into the NFL, he became addicted because he knew he couldn't go a day without CA, especially from Starbucks. I don't blame him. Everything on their menu is good, and Stefan's love for their drinks is well known. He went viral when he tweeted that his love for Starbucks would last forever, and they replied that the love would last forever and ever. He posted a picture of himself at their headquarters with the caption "at home," and even his jeweler admitted his love for Starbucks by telling everyone about his new purchase of a diamond Starbucks chain that cost about $5. His love of Starbucks even followed him to games with custom cleats. These were just his first cleats, which had Starbucks logos all over them and were made to look like a Starbucks coffee order. He also had a second pair made, this time a Reddit-out version, which I think is better, and wore it during a game against the Seahawks in Seattle, which is ironic because that's where he first fell in love with Starbucks. It was proven that he's a caffeine addict, even when he's on the green. But speaking of green, Odell Beckham's cleats were the most expensive in NFL history, and they were also the most expensive in sports history overall. It wasn't a surprise that Odell would do something so stupid after wearing cleats that looked like a famous Batman character. The Joker had a guy's face put on his shoes. Odell did a little something else for Kanye West's foot game, and no, he didn't wear some ugly-ass Yeezys like everyone else who thinks they're cool. Neither did he copy the other NFL players who wore Yeezy cleats like DeAndre Hopkins and Von Miller. Those Yeezys had nothing to do with Odell taking inspiration from Kanye's album cover, Graduation, when he turned that artistic masterpiece into cleats. The crazy cleats that Odell has worn go on and on. Man's worn ones that were dripping and bait. He's literally wearing cleats from the future, like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. Odell got those shoes by making cleats that no one else had ever worn in the game. He's even worn a baby blue and gold version of the cleat that looked like Drake. At that point, I thought no one could beat what Odell wore, but then he set a world record. After Odell signed with the Rams and helped them make it to the playoffs, where they were one win away from becoming champions, it was time for the proudest moment of his life. He wanted to make as much news as the Super Bowl, so we had a shoe designer spend over 100 hours making cleats with team colors on top of Python's skin. The Nike swoosh was made of over 1,500 white diamonds, and Odell's logo was on the tongue. The big game cams caught Odell planned ahead and made catches with one hand while wearing the most expensive shoes in history, which cost over $200,000. It is incomprehensible that individual wore those on the field. Despite their exorbitant price, they were in no way in violation of the NFL's prohibited attire. Players wore items that were so crazy they should be illegal. I don't even know if I can tell you what's in this video, man. Wait, did you hear that? You're being arrested. Guys click the movie quickly.